everyone, it's Kristi. Welcome back to my channel. Today is Roxy's weekly challenge. I want to say number 32. But Rachel made a journal, and so I am going to step back into yesteryear and do week 32 of 2023. I don't need an extra journal at this point in time, and I don't know that I can do it in an hour. Let's put it that way. However, I always have lots of papers. So let's go back to week 32 of 2023. Rachel made side tucks, and she used scrapbook paper that she didn't like, and she covered it and decorated it and made side tucks. So what I have done, and as you know, I like to do everything in threes, so I'm going to do 3 sets today instead of just 3 side tucks. I have taken 8.5 by 11 paper that I have left over. I have a whole, I have a whole tray of it, and you know, I've been trying to use it up in all the collage and with all of this ephemera that I'm doing. That stack is not going down. I don't get it. I keep using it, and you know, it seems like, what is today? I don't know what date you'll be seeing this, but when I'm recording it, it's the 19th. And you know, I should be down some paper in that stack, but it just keeps growing. Anyway, this is a good place to use up misprints. These were double-sided that only printed maybe this much on the back side because they got stuck or it loaded 2 pieces of paper or something. So all I've done is glued them together. I have used the Scotch purple glue stick, and it makes them a little thicker. I would say closer to a 65-pound cardstock, which is perfect for this project. So what I'm going to do, now they measure 5.5 by 8.5, so I'm just going to cut them all in half, and we're going to start there. They're still a little bendy, they're mostly dry. You can see I've got some little bit of an edge, but we'll ink that and get rid of it. So half of 5.5 is 2 3/4, and so I'm just going to cut these right down the middle. So there's one set, and I do not know where these papers came from. It could be any number of people, so I apologize for that. Once I have misprints, I've not put them in with the paper. I just throw them in my collage. So I've made these somewhat neutral. And so they measure 2 3/4, almost 3 inches. And then we're going to cut just a corner off. Oh, I'm sorry. I had this problem yesterday. I sang at church yesterday, and I think I'll cut one and then I'll use it for a pattern. Anyway, yeah, let's see. I think I want to make it long. I don't know. Allergies, I guess. I don't know what the deal is. Don't need it too awful big. That's going to be about an inch there, and maybe 2 inches here, and then we'll use that as a, yeah, that works. So we'll just use that as a pattern. So I have this one, and oh shoot, oh phew, okay, it's right side up. All right, let's make sure this one's right side up. Which side do I want? Kind of like this side. So let's decide which side of this one I want first. Oh, I like this side. All right, so we want this side, then we need to put it this way. All right, and then we'll cut that off. These won't be together, so it won't be, you know, a big deal if they're not. I'm not keeping these corners, by the way. Don't see the point, but let's pick the sides we want. I like that. There is writing, so let me make sure it's okay. That's the right way up. Don't see the writing on this side. That's strange. Yeah, must have just been in that one little section. I'm just double checking. Yep, there is writing, and it's right there. Okay, so I like this side and I like this side, so I'm going to put them together. And I guess I only need to use one of these as a pattern. Now, by the time I get around to this, I'm not even going to remember which side is what, so it won't matter. And this one, I think they're pretty much the same. I don't believe there's any writing on this. I kind of want to keep that, so I would rather cut this piece off. And this one doesn't have any of that, so we'll just do it like that. You know, you can just snip them off. You don't have to be this particular. That's not exact, but it's close enough. Okay. So now we've got 3 sets. We'll ink, and I've got some book page, some music page, just to make a little cluster. And I've got some of this is Tim Holtz, some of this is Paper Studio, just some miscellaneous things to kind of embellish. So, but let's ink first. I want to use my walnut stain oxide. And since these are going to be glued to a page, okay, I want this side. So I'm only going to ink the side I want, and that will help remind me which side I wanted. So we've got our 3 sets, and then I think I'm just going to lay them all out. Let's see, let's bring this out of the way, then you should be able to see all 3 sets at the same time. I moved my camera a little bit, so I hope I don't get off screen for you. It should be better now. I added a little book on top of the shelf to make it just a tad higher and closer to me, because I know sometimes I get up. Okay, so let's do a little bit of this book page, and I'm just going to ink that up. I'm going to do them all the same. Okay. And I think I like that there. I'm taking off the straight edges. Okay. Don't know that I have another piece of the orange, so I'm just gonna do the blue here. In fact, I may swap this one. You know what? I'll put these over here because this is more neutral, and I like the orange there. I do have another orange. There it is. Okay. And there we go. These are from a previous Roxy's weekly challenge, mark making, from a few weeks back. Okay, and then I have this one that's kind of not exactly the same green, but you know what? I think I'm going to use the music sheet on the roses because I think it'll work better. This is very thin page. I don't know what this is from. All right, so kind of like that. Oops. I'm sure it's a hymn page, hymn book. That's not my super old one. So, all right. So I'm going to put this stuff, except for these little edges, because I probably won't use those. But I'm going to stick this stuff back in my collage thingy. Okay. And let's see what we've got here. So I've got just some collage-y bits. So there's some mushrooms. I think that might be a sticker. There is a mushroom to go with it. And there's another mushroom. So we can keep those the same. Maybe I'll use that behind that. I'm not really, you know, trying to get a super cohesive theme. But I do have these tiny little cards too. I've got some tickets. What else have I got over here? These pieces are fun. Maybe I'll use that one there. Specimen, private collection. And this one is washed for speeding up filtrations, accelerators. I kind of like that. And what else have we got? Collection of specimens again. Oh, here's another round one. Let's use that one. Crew dispatch. All right, so I have a couple of half butterflies that I'd like to use up because I don't use them very often, and I thought they might be okay if that's the left side and this is the right side, so we can do that. Okay, and that needs another card, so that one's good. What do I want to put on here? I've got a ticket here. I've got two of those, so let's do that. This was from my die cutting, I can tell, and this was some paper from Hobby Lobby, and I liked it this way. I'm pretty sure this is from the Tim Holtz. It's supposed to be a Tim Holtz die, but when I got it, it had no Tim Holtz packaging, so I got it on Amazon, and yeah, it works okay. All right, let's put, I don't know if I want butterflies on those or not. Let's see what we got for flowers, because we've got these roses, and I thought more roses are always good. So I've got this one, which is fun. That would look nice, and then this one, which would look nice. So that's what we're going to go with. All right, and I have not planned this ahead of time. This is just, you know, crafting off my desk. So let's get these glued. I am going to speed this part up a little bit because I don't have much to mumble about today. Okay, there we go. So I am going to sew probably around these because I think it needs, you know, the little finishing that the sewing can do. So let me glue the next two together and the next two together, and then we will sew around these. These little tiny cards came from a Christmas popper thing. My daughter likes to get, she always gets Christmas poppers, and that's where they came from. They were one of the prizes. So I was like, hey, if you guys aren't going to use those, I want them. You know how it is. Although they probably know. They're like, do you want the tissue? Do you want this? Do you want that? No. Don't need everything. Just most. Just most. And you know what's funny is that when they don't ask me and I find something in the trash, I'm like, how could you not know that I would want this wrinkled up piece of packing paper? Anything that comes in an Amazon box, I can use. And I kind of want to put everything down so that you can see everything underneath it. Otherwise, what's the point, right? And sometimes I don't always manage that. There we go. All right, this one definitely needs stitching. All right, and our last one. Okay, so this one's a little shinier. This one's on matte paper. Like I said, they're not going to be together in the journal that I end up putting them in, so it doesn't really matter. So I am going to sew around all 6 of these pieces, and then I will be back to show you the finished product. Okay, here we are, back from the sewing machine with all my strings. So we've got these two. I think they look just many times better with the sewing. You don't have to sew around. You could add more ink. You could do a pencil, not pencil, a pin sewing stitching line if you wanted, but it needs something more of a frame there, in my opinion. And then here are the other two, and last but not least, our mushroom pieces. And I may even, you know, add a sentiment or something when I get it to the journal that it's going to. So there we go. Let me see if I can get them all in there for you. Like that. We have 3 pair of side tucks. Thank you, Rachel, for the idea. This and just remember, this is a flashback to 2023, week 32. So I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.